engagement and student persistence, and ultimately that has a very positive effect on student retention, and we expand connectivity beyond just email. What ConnectYard is all about is that we are a communication hub that allows you to connect with the students both privately and securely, and enables you to reach them wherever they are in a way that technology that they're excited about and that they're using outside of the course. So the actual problem, if you were to net it out, that we're addressing is one of student engagement, and that's often stifled or challenged by having the students have to either log into a learning management system or actually go and check their .edu account. And what I'd like to do at this point is just you know, get a feel from each of you as to you know, how often students actually check their email, your institution. All right, do you have that, Chris?
Yep, yeah, looks like we're good.
All righty. So again, the majority is, again, you know, not that frequent, and that's really the challenge that we're running into, or most institutions do run into. So the ConnectYard solution is really, it provides a platform, a single platform for all of your campus communications. And if you take a look at the different uses of ConnectYard, certainly what we're addressing today primarily is that of teaching and learning. So at course level notifications such as announcements or discussions or assignments and quiz reminders, you know, those are all uses for ConnectYard. At a campus level or even student service level, you can then send out notifications, event notifications, due date reminders, things like that. So it really is a very robust offering. And what's great about it is that the students can actually select how they get notified. So they fully control which of those alternate channels that they get notified by, and in doing so, they actually control the volume of messaging. They're responsible for that. So they only get pertinent information and not unnecessary notifications. You'll see when we go through the actual product walkthrough that it's a seamless integration with your learning management system or can be with your portal. And it really replaces, whether you call them listservs or just contact lists, it replaces those email lists with the same kind of capability, being able to reach both student and other users by those alternate channels, which are, you know, Facebook, Twitter, text, and personal email. And what's great is that all of the dialogue is actually captured, and very robust analytics can be drawn from that data. So you know when a message was received, you have that feedback that it was viewed, when it was viewed, and how long it took to get to you know, maybe the last time that they viewed it. So one of the use cases that we'll show you in the actual walkthrough of the platform is one of nonverbal communication cues. And just a quick background on that, and then we'll jump into it, is that one of our partner institutions, a professor for communication studies, they're teaching both verbal and nonverbal cues in their class. Well, prior to ConnectYard, she tried to get students engaged outside of the class by sending an email saying, you know, let me know, you know, look around, let me know what nonverbal cues you see around you. And with it being email, there was just little, it kind of fell flat. There was no or little engagement. But what she found with ConnectYard was there was immediate success, immediate engagement, because within seconds or minutes, she immediately received pictures and information back with different samples of nonverbal cues. So there was, in fact, instant engagement, and what was great is that they were putting practical application of the information that they had learned in class that day. So if you look at our platform, once ConnectYard is implemented, and it can be used as a standalone platform, or as you'll see, we actually integrate with most of the, if not all of the learning systems that you're familiar with. We're integrated with Cengage's MindTap, where students can really collaborate and connect and engage around content. But immediately the students, again, they can select on a yard-by-yard, a yard is synonymous with a group, they can actually select how they get notified on a yard-by-yard or a course-by-course basis. So they can do texting. Again, the difference with ConnectYard is it allows for two-way communication, so they can respond by the technology that we're referring to. Messages become much more efficient because they can add attachments, whether it be video, pictures, or documents. Facebook and Twitter are extremely private because you're not exposed to their personal page, their wall postings, or their personal pictures, and vice versa. So it's just a way to get the messaging back and forth. So it's completely private, including LinkedIn as well, and personal email. So, Chris, if you could just bring up the next polling.
Sure.
So here we just want to get a feel for how your students are actually communicating. Alrighty. So a little bit of a mixture, but just as far as how ConnectYard actually works at a high level, as I mentioned, we're really yard-centric or group-centric. So a yard, again, is a group, could be a class, could be a project team, or it could be like a study group within a particular course. And so, and all the messaging and are grouped by those yards. Students can be auto-enrolled. What's great with the learning management system is that they're automatically enrolled, and then they are asked to personalize their own messaging channels, how they want to receive it. So auto-enroll is through the learning management system. If you're using it external to the learning management system for like student organizations or student services, then you can auto-enroll the students via a spreadsheet, a CSV file, or our API. Again, the students select how they want to be notified. Again, I can't stress enough that it's two-way dialogue, both from social and mobile technology. And then from an emergency alert standpoint, all of the messaging, it can go out to all of the enabled channels that the students have. So you're just pretty much ensured that they will receive that emergency alert. And then messages become much more beneficial because you can tag, if it's pictures, you can tag individuals who are there. In the documents or the pictures, you can actually mention individuals, which brings the right people into the conversation, so you're assured of that. And then with the attachments, whether they be video, pictures, or documents, can be used and sent for discussion purposes. And then from that, again, analytics are available. And you'll see when Anthony takes you through it that, again, he'll show you the reporting capability that we have. So before we turn it over to Anthony, what I'd like to do is just share a few of our partner institutions that we have, the innovative partners that we are engaged with. And the key points that I really like to stress here is that it really doesn't matter whether you're a 2-year or a 4-year school, public or private, for-profit, not-for-profit, online or brick and mortar. We really fit all of those environments and can really bring some significant benefit. So I appreciate you, bearing with me on this, the first end. But now to the exciting part, I'd like to turn it over to Anthony to actually walk you through our platform itself.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much, Mike. I will turn it over the screen to Anthony, and he will walk us through the teaching and learning demonstration.
All right, great. Thanks, guys. Just give me 1 second to post my screen here. All right. So first thing I'd just like to kind of address is one of the first questions we get from everyone is how do you actually get your students into the system? How are these accounts created? We actually try to make that really easy for you. As Mike pointed out in the presentation, there's a few ways of setting up these accounts for all your users. The easiest, of course, is with the LMS integration. It's automatically taken care of for you. So we look at all the rosters for the courses, automatically create the accounts for the students. And from there, we're actually going to send out a welcome email to the students, letting them know that they have an account created. And it'll give them a link to the sign-up wizard, which you're looking at right now. And this will give them the opportunity to add all the different channels that they might want to link up to their ConnectYard account, so they can input that additional email address if they'd like, add their cell phone number so they can get text message notifications, and then, of course, add any social media account. This is as simple as clicking the link button, logging into your other site's account, and then adding the application or just linking up your username. And I'll be showing you the Facebook application in a little bit. All right. So I'm actually just going to jump right in now and show you the integration. I'm going to be using Moodle as my LMS today, and we integrate with discussions and these announcements or news posts in Moodle. So let me go ahead and go into my communications method board and post a new discussion topic for my course. And we're going to do that nonverbal cues example that we had outlined in the presentation. So I can say, please look around the room and respond with an example of a nonverbal cue. And let me just post that out to the class. And so now what's going to happen is as soon as I posted that message, that's going to be sent to the ConnectYard platform. And from there, notifications are going to be sent out to all the students depending on how they have their channels linked up. So this discussion topic could reach a student on their cell phone as a text message. They could be getting it as a Facebook notification for the app. They could be getting the tweet on Twitter, letting them know that there's something there, or of course, to another email address. Actually, if I switch over to my student account and go to Facebook, I'll be able to show you what that looks like. So I already have the Facebook application linked up to my account. You can see over here, it's on the left-hand side already under my favorites. Whenever you have a new notification waiting for you from ConnectYard, you're going to see that a little counter will start incrementing next to the app. We send these notifications as app requests so they're not lost on your news feed. They're not posted to your profile where everyone can see it. So let me just click on that and enter the application. Okay, in a second, you'll be able to see this is what our platform looks like. This is the pretty much the same interface that you'll see if you're accessing ConnectYard through the Facebook app, if you're going directly through our portal, if you're integrating it to your portal, or if you're using the learning tool directly within your LMS. This is what it's going to look like. So if you're switching between those, you don't have to learn a different way of using it. We try to make this have a social feel that users are already familiar with. So you can see here when you launch into the Facebook app, you'll get this timeline view, and this is going to display all of the messages throughout all your different yards. So you'll be able to see throughout all your courses or whatever other groups you're in. Also, you could filter that by particular yard if you'd like. So I can go into my yards list and click on a particular course or group that I'm in, and that'll show me all the messages for that particular yard. let me go into Intro to Communications. And let me just go into one of these before. This is a discussion post that I posted previously. And you can see here, as soon as the message is sent out to all the students, they'll get the notification on whatever device they're using, and then they'll have the opportunity to reply directly from that device. So if you got the Facebook notification, you can reply directly in the application. If you have the text messaging set up, you could actually reply directly to that text message, and we'll post it back into the discussion within ConnectYard, and then push it back into the LMS. Also with email, if you get an email notification, just like text, you can reply directly to it. So these replies are all coming in from different channels. Now if I switch back over to my Moodle instance, and let me go into that thread I just showed you, you can see that although these messages were posted from different channels, they were pushed back into the original Moodle discussion. So you can reply from your phone, you can reply from email, you can reply from Facebook, and they'll all push back here. They'll be correctly associated with your Moodle account, so everything's linked up, and you don't have to worry about managing different accounts. And you'll be able to see in Moodle where the students are applying from. In this case, it's from Facebook or from a widget or from email. That's all that information's there. So really, the takeaway from this example is that instructors, they can take advantage of ConnectYard and reach students on all the different social media accounts or devices they're using without having to really do anything differently. They can just post a student discussion topic, have conversations with students without having to friend them on Facebook, or have an email address to contact them at, or have their cell phone number even. So we try to make it really simple, something you're already used to. Now there are some added benefits if you want to interact with the tool directly. And I can actually just click over here. I have the ConnectYard module linked up in this course. If I click on that, it's going to launch me right into the course tool. Right. And like I said, this is the same thing, same interface that I was showing you. The first thing that I would want to point out here is that you can get these views reports for all the messages. So you'll be able to see exactly how many people have viewed the message. If I click on that, I'll get some more detailed information. These views are going to be recorded anytime somebody opens up an email notification and reads it. If they're viewing it within this tool or within the Facebook app or within the portal, those are all recorded as views. Also, if you're sending out, if you get the text message notification, we'll track that for views as well. You'll be able to see, first time someone viewed it, actually how long it took that person to view the message since it was posted, and then the last time they viewed it. So if there's an ongoing discussion, you can see if they're keeping up to date with what's being talked about. Let me go back to my timeline view. Another feature I just want to point out here is over here on the right, you can see that we have trending topics. So if you're familiar with Twitter trends, we pretty much have a very similar thing here. So you're able to tag certain keywords in messages, and those can start trending. Trending topics will also pick up on certain words that are being used frequently, even if they're not tagged. So there's a couple benefits to this. First, it's going to give you a snapshot of what's being talked about in the yard. Also, these different tags or trends, it's a good way to organize posts. So if maybe you're working on a particular unit in the course, or you have maybe assignments or resources that you want to organize within your yard, you can all tag them with the same tag, and then you can actually click on any one of these trending topics, and it's going to show you all the posts associated with that tag. All right. Another thing I like to mention is that we do have reporting for your yards. So if I go into my yards list, and let me go for my course. I can run a report on it. And this is going to give you some actually pretty useful information about the communications in your yard. You'll be able to see how quickly are students reading your messages, what percentage of them are interacting with the messages. There's some other things here that you can get metrics on. Also, you'll be able to see kind of what's the most popular channels for a particular yard. You can also run this report on your entire institution, so you can kind of get a sense for the whole community, how are students interacting in the courses, how is this being used. Also, what's useful for instructors, you can get individual user report, and here you'll just be able to track a student's activity. So you'll be able to see all the different posts they've made, what they've replied to, even what they've viewed. So this is, just to keep track of the students. Right. Also, I've showed you the yard level communication. So, one-to-many, you can have these discussions among many users. You also can have one-to-one communications within our platform. We call that the wall post. So, I can actually go to my home screen and search for anyone in the member directory. I can search for someone within a class if I want to message them directly. So if I want to directly message Mike, I can look for him. I can send him a wall post, and I can say, "You missed the lecture. Stop by my office if you need some extra help." Okay. And then these wall posts, they're going to be private by default, so it's just like sending a direct email to them. Only you and the recipient will be able to see them. What's really great about this, though, is that instead of just sending an email, it's going to send it on all the different channels they have set up for their wall. So looks like Mike's going to get this on Facebook and on his cell phone and through email. So you have a better chance of reaching the student or other user quickly, and because of that, you'll more likely to get a response and get a response back quickly. All right, and one more thing actually. For instructors, this is actually a really popular feature that we have here. You can, with ConnectYard, you can opt in to get a daily summary of all your activity that's happening within your courses. So we mail this out to your email once a day at the end of the day, and this is just going to show you all the messages that have come in, all the replies. So if you don't want to link up all your different channels, you can receive this daily summary, and you'll actually be able to reply to anything here just by clicking on this button, and it'll open up a new email window. You can just send out your reply, and it'll be pushed back to the platform, back to the LMS, and then you can have this conversation with your students that way. So it's just something that's really popular for instructors. All right. And that is pretty much what I wanted to show you today. I'm going to turn it back over to Mike and Chris, and I'll see if we have any questions.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. That was great. We do have a number of questions that came in, and we would like to just get started on those. All right. So, Mike, first question we have is, does it have to display as ConnectYard? So.
There's a certain amount of customization that you have that you can put your actual logo. There is some basic color options, but if that's a real important item to you, we do have an API that would allow you to fully customize it and make it basically your offering.
All right, great. Another question we have is, do instructors need to join Facebook or Twitter in order to use ConnectYard?
No, I like that question because part of the feedback that we got from the faculty is that many of them are not so much comfortable with the Facebook, or they don't want to friend a student, so you don't have to friend, or you don't even have to have a Facebook account. And as Anthony had shown, you can actually initiate a message by email or right in the learning management system itself to get an announcement or discussion out to the students.
All right, great. So I have another question here. Are students able to create their own yards for their organizations or circle of friends?
Yeah, and the answer is it depends. The answer, they do technically, they have the capability, but it's really a matter of how you want to, as an institution, manage it, whatever fits your environment best. So you can leave that enabled or you can disable it however you want your students to be able to handle it. Many institutions have found it helpful to have students be able to set up their own study groups. That's been very effective. But again, it's up to you, and it's simple as checking a box whether you allow them to do that or not.
All right, great. Another question we have is, can I use ConnectYard outside of the learning management system?
Absolutely. That's one of the key advantages is that you can actually post an iframe code from the course to different areas within your web portal. If it's not associated with the class specifically, or it's an organization or student services, you can set up a yard separately there. And then, as Anthony had shown in the beginning, excuse me, we have that bulk enroll. So it makes enrolling the students very simple and automatic.
All right, great. So we have another question here. Is time to first reply reportable by students?
I'm sorry, Chris, I missed that.
Is time to first reply reportable by students?
The students, that's really an access by administrative and faculty members for reporting purposes. So it is not available to students.
All right, great. And now, what is the points column based on?
Okay, points is really based on any interaction that you have within ConnectYard, and you come up with the different weighting values. So a post is worth X amount of points. A report is something maybe a little bit less. Just viewing the message is another value. And so what that does is it gives you a cumulative way to quantify student participation.
All right, great. And we have another question here. If I join ConnectYard using Facebook, will my students see personal wall postings and photos?
No, and that's what I really try to emphasize is the privacy. And that was all based on feedback that we got, again, from both faculty and students. Students didn't want the faculty encroaching in their social space. So we made it to where they could reach them, but the faculty are not exposed to their actual wall or their Facebook page, so they don't see the personal posts or pictures.
All right, great. So we have another question here in terms of cost. So how much does it cost, and what is the how's the license?
Yeah, let me give you the pricing model, and to offer specific pricing, I would ask you, if you're interested, please, contact us directly. But the way it's priced is based on the number of users. And so it's a per user basis. It's an annual subscription, and includes maintenance and support within that in that amount. So it's a single price, and it really provides the full function and unlimited usage.
All right, great. We have a few more questions here. What is the learning curve for using ConnectYard in support of my classes?
I tell you, that's a good question. For the students, it's really nothing because they're using the technology outside of the class as it is, so they kind of take it to like ducks on water. But for faculty, what's nice is you don't have to do anything different either. You can continue posting emails, and then we'll intelligently route your information out. Or if you're more comfortable posting within your learning management system, you continue to do that. So in essence, there's really no learning curve.
All right, great, perfect. All right, so we have two more questions here. Who owns all the data collected through the postings?
Okay, and the data we don't share with anybody. That is really the data belongs to your institution, and we'll provide that on an as-needed basis. But you've got access to it from the reporting standpoint, while you're active. But it belongs to the schools.
All right, great. Can I use ConnectGuard for emergency notifications as well as teaching and learning?
Yes. In fact, we've gotten quite a bit of response from that recently, but you can use it for emergency notifications. And again, as I mentioned in the front end, if a student has any of the channels enabled, you can force the message out to all of those channels, so they're more guaranteed to get the emergency alert. So absolutely, it's a great solution for that.
All right, great. Just to read one of the questions that we had prior, she was asking if the first-time reply reportable at a student level is in addition to the class level. So are you able to report it on student level as well as class level?
Okay, I must have misunderstood. I thought you were saying did students have access to that. So I must have misunderstood the question. But it's granular from a. You can do it at a course level, and then you would see. You can actually look at the student activity. You can drill down and see their actual posts and replies as well. So you can get it the data anyway at a student level. I hope that answers the question.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mike.
Yeah.
And we have one more question. If I use it within the learning management system as well as emergency notification solution, will we be charged twice per user, or is it all under one umbrella?
Now, that's a real benefit for ConnectGuard. It really encompasses all of the uses within the basic license fee, so you can use it for both. And a one account for the student, whether it's for course, for campus notifications, or for emergency alerts.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. Looks like we got through most of the questions. So if there's any other questions that anybody has, you can reach us at info@connectguard.com. No, please feel free to reach out to us. I just want to say thank you to our presenters and thank you to all of our attendees that attended. We'd like to keep it to a half hour. We value your time. So once again, I would like to say thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much.
Thank you.